It all began when my dad was little. Well, it kind of began before that because my dad's parents had been drinking for quite a while, before he was even born. And, as they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and not just through behavior. Especially if your mom is an alcoholic before you're born, you're most likely going to become addicted too. When my dad was in his early teens, he started drinking. Innocently, of course, that's how everything starts. And so it goes, he drank heavily through high school and in college. But the thing is, he was a college kid, and he drank. I guess he just had no idea how heavily this drinking would affect him in the future. He has 6 little siblings, all of who were or are still alcoholics too. As for them, one was drinking and driving one day and killed someone in an accident. Many have gone through nasty divorces or didn't treat their children as well as they should have, and that all goes back to drinking. They've lost jobs and almost became obsolete members of society. My dad, though, he had it the worst. He was drinking and driving and got into an accident which resulted in a broken spine. He was in a body cast for 6 months, which caused him to drop out of college. I hate to admit it, but it seems that my dad still didn't learn. He got into yet another accident related to drinking, which set back his healing process. Then his parents died from none other than alcoholism. I wish I was there to slap him out of it, but he kept drinking. When my parents had my brother and me, it took them a few years to realize that you can't be an alcoholic and a father without wavering in your duties as a dad. He was kind of absent, and although I don't really remember him when he was an alcoholic, my mom tells me that he's definitely 1,000 times better off now. The most impressive part about my dad quitting is that it was cold turkey. After years and years of excessive drinking, he had the willpower and strength to stop in one day. Now, he's absolutely the strongest, smartest, and most level-headed person I know. He hasn't had one single sip since he stopped. He cheers with water at events, he hasn't been to a bar since I was a baby, and he denies every beer he's offered. I can't imagine how my life would be without his consistency or even his presence. It's very possible that he wouldn't have lived for my wedding or my kids being born, and it all started when he was little. All of this taught me such an important lesson. The decisions we make as kids will inevitably dictate the rest of our lives. My family's decisions caused my dad to get into accidents, his brother to hurt an innocent person, and even my grandparents didn't think about how their decisions would affect my dad. Learning from all this has caused me to think deeply about my own choices. I especially limit my drinking, and when I say limit, I mean I drink very minimally. I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I didn't learn from my dad's mistakes. People think that college is one big party. Little did most people know that if you're drinking excessively now, you're more likely than not going to drink excessively later. Think about the future. Think about how your actions could affect many other people. Think about my dad's brother that killed an innocent person because he was only thinking about himself. Think about your kids and how it may affect their lives as well. Think about my dad and how he started when he was in his teens. Just think.